Justin Bieber's marriage has changed him, and it's not pretty. Justin Bieber was a very different person before he married Hailey Bieber. He says that spending the rest of his life with Hailey gives him the chills. Now, that's up to you for interpretation, but one thing is for certain. Ever since Justin tied the knot, we've seen massive changes in his personality. I wouldn't be exaggerating if I said that the old Justin was a regular drug user and a sex addict. Those are his own words, by the way. It seems that stuff has not been flying with Hailey around. If the changes were good or not, that I'll leave it up to you to decide. After getting married to Hailey, the two did an interview with Vogue in 2019. And boy, did they open up in that interview. Justin said that before his marriage to Hailey, he had a legitimate problem with sex. It wasn't that he couldn't do anything, it was that he had been doing it a little too much. Basically, Justin insinuated that he'd been a sex addict. So for someone like that, it really is surprising to note that the two saved themselves for each other until after the marriage. It seems that Justin went without action for an entire year before finally getting Hailey as a reward. These are not my words, that is exactly how Justin explained himself, saying that people turn to sex to get rid of pain and trouble in their lives. He waited for a year and said that he received Hailey as a reward after rededicating himself to God. Many people are surprised at why Justin decided to get married so fast after breaking up with Selena Gomez. I think the fact that Justin wasn't getting any action whatsoever, despite dating Hailey Bieber, was a major reason. And this was a first for Justin, as getting laid had been the lowest of his problems so far. For someone who describes themselves as a sex addict, it is hard to imagine that they were able to wait things out until marriage. Anyway, it seems that the wait was well worth it. It was only last year in 2020 that Justin was at a ceremony in London when a fan asked him what he does all day. He said that the answer depends on who he's with, but when he's with his wife, well, it gets pretty crazy, and that's basically all they do, he said. Justin explained that the two spend most of the day on Netflix and chilling, but they chill most of the time. It seems very clear that even years into their marriage, some intense action is a major part of the couple's everyday routine. In a March feature with Billboard, Justin said that Hailey was the reason that his career was such a success after their marriage. Justin elaborated that his wife is so structured, rational, and organized that she was the one who pushed him to be more responsible. He recalled that Hailey reminded him that if he did not work on his career, he wouldn't be able to afford the lifestyle he is already quite used to. Justin also revealed that in their relationship, he is the emotionally unstable one. So many things were really taken care of by Hailey herself. The two often appreciate each other on social media and don't shy away from telling the world how much they love each other. Justin says he feels honored to be her husband, and Hailey says that she wouldn't have anyone else in his place. While Justin may have partied before his marriage, Hailey revealed that she had never lived with anyone before her marriage to Justin. Clearly, Justin has become a much more practicing Christian than he was before. Before his marriage, Justin would often use and say that it got in the way of him developing a personality. Justin surprised his fans by saying that at one point it got so bad that the security would enter his room multiple times a day to check his pulse. Clearly, he has been away from that sort of life ever since his marriage. The two now seem to share a much more involved role in their capacity as Christians. In fact, it is believed that Justin even called up Selena Gomez in 2020 to complain that Hailey was a little too religious. I'm sure you all understand that Selena was perhaps the opposite, and maybe the balance Justin preferred in his life. Having said that, it wouldn't be fair to say that Hailey hasn't brought a single positive change in Bieber's life, because clearly she has helped him improve. Anyway, that's all from the video, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again with the next one. Take care, and goodbye.